teaching trigonometry. When we talk about the word trigonometry, here we are interested in talking about a shape that has 3 sides and 3 angles. But specifically here, I'll be talking about a right angle triangle. So for a right angle triangle, let's call this my angle A, my angle B, and my angle C. So the side at which my angle A is facing is going to be the side of A. The side at which angle B is facing is going to be my side of B. On the side at which angle C is facing is going to be my side of small c. Now looking at this. So if you have this kind of triangle, okay. Now, if you have this kind of triangle here, there's something I would like to teach first, which is called the Pythagoras theorem. So when we talk about the word Pythagoras theorem, let's consider a triangle with angle C, angle A, and angle B. This is a right angle triangle. So the rule of Pythagoras says that this largest angle is called the hypotenuse. Okay, so this hypotenuse, which is the side C squared, equals to this side A squared plus side B squared. Okay, so in this case, here, the C, which is the hypotenuse, equals to the side of A squared plus the side of B squared. Now, this is very simple. In some cases, here they call some of them the adjacent hypotenuse. I mean the opposite. But when we get to the SOHCAHTOA, then we can easily talk about that. Now, if you understand this, let me just give an example here. Now, consider that you have a triangle like this, and in the triangle, this is a right angle triangle. Don't forget that this is not drawn to scale. Now here you have this shape, this side to be 5. Here you have this side to be 3, and here you have this side to be x. So here we are looking for the shape of x. Docs Math, you are in 5th grade. Yeah, 5th grade. Actually, yeah, you're going to learn this very soon when you get to high school, but you just have the basic understanding. So here we have x. To do this, now this is our C, don't forget, which is the hypotenuse. This is my B, and this is the A. So the C squared, which is 5 squared, equal A squared, which is 3, plus B squared, which is x squared. So our interest is to look at the side of x. 9th grade, yeah, 9th grade, this should be easy for 9th grade. So here we have 5 squared to be 25, 3 squared to be 9, and here we have the x squared. Now to do this, what you just need to do is to add -9 to both sides. And if you do that, here, 25 minus 9 is going to give you 16, equals to x squared. So now from here, can you suggest what to do? You have squared on this side, you have 16 on this side. The next thing we have to do is to what? Square root both sides. So here you can say that your x is 4. So this is how Pythagoras theorem works. This is how Pythagoras theorem, this is how it works. Now, this can be altered or it can be changed for you to detect any angles you want to get. You can alter this or change this to get any angles you would like to get. For example, let's consider another form of triangle. Here we have another form of triangle, and I would like you to do this using the same formula and put the answer in the comment section. Here we have this to be y. Okay? And here we have this to be, let's say we have this to be 6, and we have this to be 8. Then what is y? What is y? Can you try this and let's see? Just use the same rule I used for calculating the Pythagoras theorem and tell me what is going to be the y. Yeah. You can just put the answer in the comment section if you know what the value of y is. Now, let me just do this. Now, using the same approach, the same rule here. Here, I'm going to have y. Okay, which is the hypotenuse squared equals to 6 squared plus 8 squared. And here we have y squared. 6 squared is 36. And 8 squared is 64. So if you have a look at this, here we have 36 plus 64. And this gives what? Y squared to be 100. And from here, the next thing to do is to square root both sides. If you square root both sides, here we have y to be equals to 10. And here, I would like to say something. The hypotenuse is always the longest side. The hypotenuse, take note of this. Your hypotenuse, okay, is always the longest side. The longest side. So you have to understand that fact. Now the hypotenuse is always the longest side. So if you look at the first example I did here, the hypotenuse is 5, which is longer than this side, which is 3, and longer than this side, which is 4. The same thing I did here, the hypotenuse was gotten to be 10, and we have this side to be 6, and this side to be 8. This makes one of the properties of the hypotenuse. Now, after this, I would like to go a little bit step further. And what is that? We're going to move to something more interesting. And that is called the SOHCAHTOA. Have you heard of the word SOHCAHTOA before? If you have heard of it, you can just put yes in the comment section. Yeah, if you have heard the word SOHCAHTOA before. Now, I'm going to introduce you to SOHCAHTOA. If you look at what I've done so far here, this is calculating the side of a triangle. But in this example, I'm going to look at how do you calculate the angles, given some specific sides, okay? Now, let's have a look at this triangle. Here we have this side to be theta. This is an unknown angle, let's call it theta. And this is a right angle triangle. Okay, we have a right angle triangle. We have an unknown angle theta. Now, I want you to understand this. Look at this. This is the longest side. The longest side is called the hypotenuse. The longest side of a triangle is called the hypotenuse. And where the unknown angle theta is facing is called the opposite. So where your unknown angle theta is facing directly is called the opposite. And the side that has both the angle 90 and the unknown angle theta is called the adjacent. So these are the three things you have. We have the hypotenuse, the opposite, and the adjacent. Okay? Now, what is the purpose of SOHCAHTOA? The major purpose of this SOHCAHTOA is to determine which of the angle, based on the given sides you have, is to determine what the angle is. And let me give another example here. You have this triangle. Okay? You have this triangle, and this is your angle theta. This is angle 90. SOHCAHTOA, S from SOHCAHTOA, S means sine theta, equal. O means opposite. And let me just put it this way. O means opposite. H means hypotenuse. Okay? And A means adjacent. These are the corresponding meaning of this. Now, sine theta means opposite over hypotenuse. Okay? Cos theta. This means A, which stands for the adjacent, over the hypotenuse. And here we have the tan theta, which stands for the opposite, over the adjacent. So these are what you have right here. These are what you have over here. Now, let's have an example. If you have an example here, considering this triangle, here we have this triangle to be, here we have 3, we have 2. And we want to find these trigonometric ratios. How do you do this? You have 2, we have 3, we have theta, and this is angle 90. The next thing you have to do, or let me just say, here you have this to be 4. Yeah. The first thing to do is to get the hypotenuse. And if you look at what I did here, if we have 3, 4, then the hypotenuse is going to be 5. How do I get that? If this is x. So here you have your x squared to be equals to 3 squared plus 4 squared. And your x squared is going to be 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. And your x squared is going to be 25. That is, if you square root both sides, can you see this? Yeah. If you square root both sides, x is going to be 5. So that is, this is 5. And the question is, how can you get these trigonometric ratios? So from here, your sine theta. So we want to apply this SOHCAHTOA in this case. Here, your sine theta is going to be, this is going to be my opposite. This is going to be my adjacent. And this is going to be my hypotenuse. So here, sine theta is going to be opposite over hypotenuse, which is 3 over 4. 3 over 4. And cos theta is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. And my adjacent is 4. My hypotenuse is 5. So lastly, we have tan theta. Tan theta is going to be opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent. And if you look at this, my opposite is 3. Adjacent is 4. So this is what you have looking at this given example. So I would like to know, do you want me to give more examples? Or if you want me to give more examples, please subscribe and join me tomorrow night here. Just click on the link on my comment section and try to subscribe to my channel so that you can see more questions from me. Okay? Subscribe to my channel right now. So subscribe so that you can join me tomorrow night for another edition of mathematics. See you tomorrow. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe, please.